Hello gamers, it's Bearded Gamer Drew here, and I just wanted to go over this new thing we got going on here with Pokemon Sword and Shield. It seems that Game Informer has quite a lot of information on it, as you can see as I'm scrolling up right now. So we're going to talk about each and every one of these features. I know that you guys have heard all this by now. Forgive me for not making videos lately. I've been just working like crazy. I've just been really busy, but I'm going to have out a couple more videos for you guys in the next few days, so please look forward to that. But for now, we're going to be talking about what Game Informer has said about the brand new Pokemon news, I guess. Let's go ahead and look at this. So we got the first bit of information here, and we're looking at Sword and Shield's max raid battles could be among Pokemon's most challenging encounters. Now, let's see what we got going on here. So yeah, this is apparently a really great thing, as I'm reading here. It states that while Omori likes the idea of not having to be a hardcore battler to enjoy these raid encounters, planning director Kazumasu Iwao, I believe I said it right, cautions that you shouldn't expect to walk right in and take down the highest ranked beasts. And that to me is really, really an important thing for like more hardcore gamers like us. You know, we've been wanting to challenge in Pokemon for a while now, and no, I don't really necessarily go for challenge in Pokemon. It is nice to see that they're actually doing this. Okay, so let's see what he says here. I think some of them are going to be pretty difficult, Iwao says. I think it's going to have a kind of difficulty we haven't seen in a lot of main series Pokemon games up until now. But there is a widespread of difficulties even in the max raid battles. That's pretty cool. Okay, so they got their own ranking system, it looks like. They're ranked by stars. The more stars a max raid battle has, the more difficult it is. It starts out a little easier, then you can choose the difficulty based on how powerful your Pokemon are. And Iwao goes on to say, even for me as seasoned Pokemon player, even if I go with one of the 5-star max raid battles, I can definitely run into situations where I'm not able to win. And that's going to be really interesting. I really can't wait for this now. You know, to be honest, I wasn't a big component of the whole max raid battle thing, but seems interesting enough. Seems very interesting enough. So okay, let's try to get out of here now. Okay, let's go back down here, where we have the second bit of news here. And this is something that I saw a couple days ago. I haven't had a chance to put up some videos. I've just been really busy, but I did want to go over this. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shield introduced Autosave to the series, and this is something that I looked up before. Basically, for those who don't want, as we get some advertisements here, oh man, that's pretty irritating. Basically, what it is as it sounds. There is an autosave feature in this game, and that's pretty cool. And for those who are, shiny hunters and whatnot, fear not. They already stated that you don't have to have it at all. So I think it's just a really neat thing that, if you want autosave and you're not really worried, you're not really a big shiny hunter, then, and you forget to save. I mean, sometimes there were times where I haven't saved for 3 hours, and it's just one of those things. It's great to have, so that's good. That's good to see that they have the saving right there. But yeah, it's just a really awesome thing right there. So that's really cool, and you don't have to have it, and that to me is just really amazing that they did that. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back here. Okay, let's see. Pokemon cut from Sword and Shield. Yeah, and this one's a pretty big one too. And this is something that, honestly, I kind of had a feeling they wouldn't cut Pokemon for good. So basically, they have Pokemon cut from Sword and Shield's National Pokédex will return in the future. And I think people could pretty much deduce that they wouldn't have taken them away for good. I don't think any one of us really thought that. Of course, it's a shame. I've talked about it a bunch. Everybody's talked about it a bunch this time. Not having a lot of Pokemon, not having perhaps your favorite Pokemon on your team is, really disappointing for now. But hey, at least, we can look forward to having them in the future. And who knows, maybe they'll do DLC at one point. We don't know at this point. But Junichi Masuda explained that not every Pokemon will make the leap into Sword and Shield. Obviously left many fans disappointed, yada yada yada. Going forward, thinking about the future of Pokemon, we want to prioritize all those new gameplay ideas, new ways to enjoy the game, and want to challenge ourselves at Game Freak to create new ways to enjoy the game. That's really what drove the decision for this new direction. We have a lot of awesome new challenges that we haven't even revealed in Sword and Shield. And I gotta stop right there. That's pretty cool. I really can't wait to see, what they're gonna do with that. But he also continues on to say, we want to continue to come up with these new features, so we figured this was the best path to move, best path forward for the franchise. Now, it goes on to say, things are a bit complicated when diving into how the team decided Pokemon wouldn't carry over into the Galar region. A wide variety of discussions happen. It's not just one kind of criteria for deciding which Pokemon are going to appear in the games, but a lot of different reasons, a lot of different directions, a lot of debate over which ones would be the best in the game. He goes on to say, I think one example of that is figuring out the Pokemon that would make sense for the setting of the game. These Pokemon could look like they live in the Galar region. We really spent a lot of effort deciding which would best be, which would best fit the setting of the adventure and the features that we wanted to implement. I think players will be satisfied. So, that's pretty good. Hopefully they're all the, really good popular Pokemon. I don't want to see, oh gosh, those three monkeys from Gen 5. Oh man, please don't be in the game. I already saw Throw is in the game. That's a bit disappointing considering could have been better used for a different Pokemon, in my opinion. So, but nonetheless, they go on to say there's quite a few Pokemon that you'll encounter in the Galar region Pokedex, so I think players will have fun seeing all the Pokemon. And let's see what else they got to say down here. And this is a good part right here. He basically asked, however, he was much more explicit when asked if cut Pokemon will return in future games. Definitely, he says. So, you can look forward to seeing Pokemon that don't appear in these games, appearing in different regions in future games. I think Pokemon Home, for a lot of players, will serve as a launching pad to gather them all there and then embark on future adventures. And you know what? That's a really good point. The Pokemon Home thing, I know a lot of people think it's like a cash grab. I really think differently on that. I think Pokemon Home right now it's obviously like Pokemon Bank was. Yes, you're going to store your Pokemon here. No, you're not going to be able to, move a lot of Pokemon to Pokemon Sword and Shield quite yet. But look, for the future, Pokemon Home is going to have a big play in, that, as they say, will serve as a launching pad to gather them all there and embark on future adventures. So I really feel like that there, maybe time constraints, maybe something. I don't want to give, the Pokemon Company the benefit of the doubt or to, really say that, don't get mad at them, because honestly, people have a right to be upset. But, enjoy these games for now. In the future, if they don't add more Pokemon, if they don't keep the full Pokedex, then you know what? Then it's a cause for concern. But nonetheless, that's pretty good news. I think news that we all really thought would happen, but it's good to see him actually say it. Okay, moving forward. HMs are not in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think that's pretty evident. I think that was pretty evident when you have the taxi that Corviknight uses. It's going to be interesting to see what else they have going on there. And again, pardon me for not, really knowing all the information right now. Like I said, I've been really busy this past week. It's just been a crazy week. I've time with time at work, time with friends and everybody. It's just been a pretty hectic week for me. So pardon me if I haven't read all of this quite yet. So please bear with me. Okay, as we're seeing here, HMs didn't fit in the philosophy of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I think that's right. I think honestly, moving forward, it just doesn't fit at all anymore. I think HMs have really been we've outgrown HMs at this point. I don't really see them having it in there, and they're basically kind of saying that this time. So there's really not much more to look at that. How they want to engage in with gameplay, having the more HM-based elements. Exactly. We didn't feel it really matched the game, so this time around they're not. And that's good. Everybody joked around using, back when Zigzagoon and Lanoon were always the HM slaves, and it's just not fun when you have one Pokemon slot taken up by someone like that. And it's not fun. So I'm glad they did away with that. I think this is almost a non-news thing, because I'm pretty sure we already knew that HMs will not be in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and probably never will be in any future games. So that's really good to see. Really good to know. This one's a little bit more controversial based on what it says here. Experience share is baked into Pokemon Sword and Shield. For me, I don't think this is an issue. I always liked experience share. I haven't been a big difficulty type style Pokemon fan. Yeah, it's fun sometimes, but I really play Pokemon for the region, the Pokemon, and just the fun. Just the, traversing everywhere and finding out new mysteries in the story. But to some, this is a big deal. So experience share is baked into Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, what does that mean? Well, basically, experience share, that used to be an item that splits the experience earned in battle to all the Pokemon in the player's party. Well, according to director Shigeru Omori, Pokemon Sword and Shield does away with the item. However, when they followed up with Omori about whether that means, we would need to train up each individual Pokemon, he confirmed to us that every Pokemon in your party gets equal experience automatically as you progress through the game. Now, this is something that, for me, I don't think that's a big deal for me. I think it really comes down to, is it optional or is it just something that is in the game? I know for a lot of players, they're going to be really upset if it's not optional. And I can understand. Some people like the difficulty, some people don't care. Me, I lean really towards the latter. I don't really mind that much. And that's really that. But I think that's pretty cool for those who just want to play the game. Experience shares baked into Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pretty cool. Okay, moving forward, I think we got a couple more. Yeah, I think we just got a couple more news tidbits here. And actually the big one, which, I will obviously talk about as well. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shield have mechanics to let you use your favorite Pokemon competitively. This one is really interesting and something I didn't even see until, I want to say earlier today, actually. Yeah, it was earlier today. And so we know about the autosave feature. We know about getting rid of experience share in favor of the automatic solution. But this one is interesting because basically what it says, this time they wanted to really introduce some systems to help the player be able to take the Pokemon they caught in the beginning and the first one they chose and actually take them straight into competitive battling. There's a lot of hidden parameters to Pokemon that aren't surfaced to the player. They go on to say, we're doing a lot of stuff in the back and introducing systems that allow players to make sure that Pokemon they want to use in competitive battles are viable. And forgive me, I'm very, very tired. He goes on to say, I've got to be very vague about it, but one example, it will be visible to the player and they'll know when they see it, is when you have a Pokemon where it's got all the right stats and everything, but there's a personality parameter, which to me says nature, as well, that comes into play with into battles. And it might not be the right personality, so you'll breed until you get the right one, is what people do currently. But you'll see that there's a system in the game that will fix that for people. That is crazy. So basically what it's saying is, no longer, let's say you have a timid nature, your Pokemon has a timid nature, and you really need it to have that, bashful nature. There will now be a system in the game that will fix that for you. I don't know if they're ever going to do a hidden ability fix, change your abilities. That would be cool. But this really changes the gameplay. Like, this changes the competitive aspect of the game. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. Yes, on one hand, it's going to really cut away from the difficulty for me to pick my perfect Pokemon, and go ahead and get the right natures, get the right IVs, get the yada yada yada. Apparently, you don't have to worry about that. This is basically like Pokemon Showdown in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But on the other hand, it's cool because, hey, I don't have to worry about doing that now. I can play the game. I can, get all the natures without really having to put in too much work. And I don't know, I'm kind of torn on this one because it kind of takes away that reward feeling, that rewarding, like, yeah, I did this, I really built up, I got this really cool Pokemon, I tried to hatch for hours to get the perfect stats, perfect IVs, all of this. But I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about it, but I can understand it. I think they're just trying to make it more accessible for those who really want to competitively battle, but don't want to deal with the headache of having to do it. So I don't know. That's something that, to me is like, I don't know. It's okay. It's cool. But I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to see some more. Now, moving forward, we have the biggest news here, which is absolutely insane. And as you can see here on Cerebi, they have just put this up a couple days ago, and they say there are to be 18 gyms in the game, with different gyms being in the major league and different in the minor league between, each game version. Like, for example, Bay's fighting type gym is in the major league in Sword, while Alistair's ghost type gym is in the major league in Shield. The idea is that the gyms can be in different leagues each year in the Galar region. It's currently unclear if all 18 will be battleable. So this is just absolutely insane, and I love the fact that Pokemon is doing this. Now, we don't really have much more information other than that, so we're just really going to have to just wait to see an official reveal from Pokemon, but this is official. This is known. Like, there are going to be 18 gyms in this game, and to me, it just exacerbates my hype. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I mean, that's just about it. If you guys want to check this out for yourself, please go to Cerebi.net, go to Game Informer, follow them on Twitter, there's a lot of news. I mean, you got the interview here. I recommend checking this out here. Check out their Twitter page, and also check out Nintendo Wire as well. I've got a lot of information from Nintendo Wire as well, and I guess that's all the news I really want to talk about today. But look forward to some new videos. I got a couple videos coming out in the next few days, so please look forward to that, and I will see you all next time here on Bearded Gamer Drew. Bye bye.